Welcome everyone, this is Sammy from Mex Estate Agents in Harborne, and you've seen my face a little bit over the internet recently, and what we're doing is we're trying to give updates for letting, sales, property market, you name it. We're trying to discuss it on camera, on podcast, and give you the information. And today, and hopefully for every month for as long as you're working in Mex, we're going to do a monthly, end of the month, lettings market update from me, myself, Sammy, the director of Mex, and with you.
I'm Sophie.
Sophie is the lettings manager / office manager at Mex, and we're just warming you into this podcast sort of stuff. So let's just jump straight into it, yeah? You've worked in lettings, you're the lettings manager, you're the glue of the company, you see the nitty gritty. We had our office meeting this morning, and what did we say, 26 lettings this month we've done?
26, yeah.
That's a record, that we've broken today or this month, and I think we might have a couple coming in today, so I've never hit 30 in a month and I can't wait for that day to happen. We have lots of happy landlords out there.
Yes, we are.
So what have you noticed? What is the biggest thing which is resonating in your head, and is it begin with the word R? Are the rents ridiculous at the moment?
The rents are insane.
Still? So we noticed it last summer.
Yep.
It got quiet around Christmas, didn't it?
It did, yeah. It did get a bit quieter, but they've picked up. They're still up.
They're still up. But now, in the first month, it's like we're moving like crypto does. We're flying. Can you tell? Well, we've got lots of records we've broken with rentals this month.
Yeah.
What was that big one in town?
Mailbox.
What did we get for that?
£4,000.
The most expensive.
Per month. Flat.
The most expensive flat where?
In Birmingham.
In Birmingham.
Yeah.
Ever. Period. So if landlords are out there and they want a world-class service from us as a team, they can come to us, can't they?
They can.
£4,000 rental for a 3-bed flat. We just shifted a £3,000 rental house in Harborne on Metchy Lane, is that right?
Yeah.
That's a joke as well, I know.
Yeah, it is.
That's a record for the road. I'm not sure if it's a record for Harborne. There's probably some more expensive ones, but it's not far off.
No.
Baton Hall Road, we just rented for 1595. That's a record for the road. So as you can see, we're just hitting the records left, right, and centre. Imagine what salary you need for the £4,000 rental. So what's our calculation? What is it?
30 times the rent.
30 times the rent for the annual salary. If the rent's 4,000, quick maths, 30 times that? 120k. So you need 120,000 to afford a 3-bedroom flat in the mailbox.
Yeah.
It's bonkers, isn't it?
It's insane, yeah.
But I think the rents are currently increasing. Also, salaries are probably getting up there, but 120, big money.
Yeah,
and
huge.
What about the mixture of tenants we're getting at the moment? What have you noticed?
Students aren't looking, so it's mostly families that we're letting to. Students haven't really started looking yet, but they're starting to again. Yeah, a lot of companies, corporate and companies.
And what are they doing with it?
Some supported living, some companies putting their employees in, so different things.
They're the ones paying big rent, but
yeah.
The reason why is a lot of companies are renting them as supported and serviced, so like Airbnb style. Not every property can have that in it though, really. So it has to be certain houses. The landlords have got to be on board with us. We did a lot of marketing around that £4,000 flat in town. And we picked up Baton Hall, we picked up Metchy Lane, we picked up the one in Moseley, in Botanical Park. So it shows that if you start listing the big stuff, it just like a magnet, it just snowballs and it keeps coming back and back, doesn't it? I'm not sure what the yields are on that £4,000 rental, but the vals on that, the val to buy is ridiculous. So, but yields across Birmingham right now, what net yield are we looking for landlords?
A good yield's around 6%.
As net? So
net, yeah.
So when we work out these 6%, we're doing it post our management fees and post our setup fees.
Exactly, yeah.
And the yield is basically, landlords use it to see if it's a good investment or not. Anything above 6 net is pretty hot. You can get 10% from time to time, but I remember it wasn't long ago we were looking at like 5.5% for yields that were good, or 5%. But I think what's happened, because the prices have gone up a little bit, but the rents have gone so high, it's balancing off the yield. So it's a good place to buy. Where are you recommending at the moment?
Anywhere around Quinton, Woodgate, B32 areas.
B32 is a hotspot.
B32.
A lot of the investment properties we're seeing, they're sub 200k, rents are 1,000, yields are good. I did some figures on a 190k property earlier on today with £1,200 rental. It came with a net yield at 6.6%, which is amazing. Because not many agents, when they're working out yields for investors, will incorporate the management fees and setup fees. So the actual yield, the gross yield, is way better than that. But we're obviously charging a bit to obviously look after and service the property, aren't we really?
Yeah.
But it's not always rosy, is it? It's not always rosy renting properties.
No.
I think it's good to share like what we've been through. But since Christmas, we've had a bit of a tough time with one of the houses.
Yes.
Not just one, actually, quite a few of the houses. But the toughest. What happened?
There was a fire over Christmas.
What day was it?
Was it Boxing Day?
No.
Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Were we open?
No, we were not open. You were open.
At Christmas, I'm open. Not next year. I've got my team doing it. But we were open and a fire happened.
Yeah.
In quick, short words, where was the fire?
From the fuse board in the cupboard.
Oh, wow. And what happened to the flat? Have you been to the flat, by the way?
I didn't go to the flat.
You've seen photos?
I've seen photos, videos, everything like that. Luckily, you went out,
Yeah.
Luckily, the fire door basically saved the flat, effectively.
The fire door was completely beaten up on the inside. On the outside of the fire door, it was just brand new. However, the flat was engulfed with smoke.
Yeah.
Black, thick. I went in there and it was wasn't far after it got put out, and it was just smoke and dust and soot everywhere. Wiped out the electrics. The tenants basically were put into a hotel overnight quickly. Yeah. And then where have they been living since then?
They've got alternative accommodation, so they've moved into another Airbnb.
And as agents, managing agents, what have we done for the landlords so far?
So we've, since the fire, we started straight away getting quotes for all of the works needed. So there's electrical works needed, cleaning works. It's going to have a full
repainting.
Yeah. There's quite a lot of work to be done. They're having a full rewire. Yeah, it will need new carpets.
They were just put in.
I know.
The tenants only lived there for 2 days.
I know, it's a shame, isn't it?
They didn't have all the goods in there. They had some of their goods in there. I think I've seen the balance of the works, 37k.
Yeah.
As it stands.
Yeah.
They're doing a full rewire because every Sparky that went there said that the wires, we don't know how far the damage has gone back, so we've got to swap all the electrics, which is meant to all the switches, all the lights, all the heaters, even all the appliances, because no one knows what triggered it. So big work, big problem, but we've been on hand to help the landlord, we've helped the tenants. Tenants are in another property now because their Airbnb was a bit expensive. I think it was £3,000 a week.
Ridiculous. The work's going to take a little bit of time, so they needed.
The work starts on the 7th of Feb. I think it says end of Feb, we should be finished 3 weeks.
Yeah, thereabouts, that's what
so £37,000, the landlord would have had insurance, I guess, their insurance, £200 a year. Yeah. They've had an excess of £2,000, so they've got a bit of money to pay. Yeah. Tenants, I've heard some bad news.
They did not have insurance.
What insurance did they have?
Contents, they had no contents insurance.
I've been to the flat, all the goods are damaged with smoke. There's no way around it. They have to replace themselves. And the tenants said to me they were about to get insurance because they'd only been there 2 days. It was just bad timing, wasn't it?
It's bad timing.
And time of year as well, Christmas Day and Airbnb. I think they had family to go to though.
That's good.
And so I did question that. I was like, where are you going? And luckily they're young, so they had family they're going to have dinner with. But it was their first home together.
It's a shame,
Second day. I'll tell you a story about that property we bought in Wales.
Yes.
Family holiday vacation. Our first night in the chalet, it blew up, and we were like evacuated by the fire service.
Dear.
Fires obviously resonate, and then so these tenants didn't have any insurance.
No.
So it's going to cost them probably £2,000, £3,000 to get all their goods replaced.
Yeah.
Did we prompt them to get insurance? Does that system do that?
Yes, all through the application process.
Terms of business.
Yeah, terms of business, referencing, they're prompted.
They would have even been called about insurance and they didn't do it. We think insurance was about £120. It's sad, but it's just that thing. So I think the message of this video is all about insurance. Like you need to protect yourself from like the risks. And that's what letting agents do, essentially.
Yeah.
You employ a letting agent to basically offset your risk.
Yeah.
If you're a landlord and you want to invest in property but you don't know how to do it, you don't just do it yourself because it's cheaper.
That's what we're on hand for.
That's what agents are for. So we're here, we have like the sounding board, we've got the legislation updates, we've got experience, we know what's happened in the past so we can give advice on what's happening in the future. We've not really fires, we've definitely our first fire, but we've had leaks, we've had floods, we've had ceilings cave in, windows blow off. We've had it all basically. I think it's important to share these sort of stories because landlords out there, they're probably going through the same sort of mess that this landlord's going through. And I hope the landlords that we're dealing with are happy with what we provided so far. There's only so much we can do as an agent because the insurance companies don't normally talk to us. But we've done everything we can do to try and keep it as smooth as possible. And we'll update you probably next month once it's done. I might be able to share some photos of how it looks and how it looked.
How we're getting on.
How we're getting on, yeah. So, a little quick recap. Rents are ridiculous.
Yes, they are.
Make sure you've got landlord insurance. Make sure you get contents insurance. And if you want to invest where?
B32, Quinton.
Bartley, Woodgate.
Yeah.
Cracking places to invest. Great yields, great returns. And, we look forward to seeing you on episode 2 next month, which will be the end of Feb. It will come around really fast because Feb's a short one, isn't it?
It is.
So you'll see us in a couple of weeks. And thanks for sharing the stories with us today. And we'll see you soon.